Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I am bringing you a good old-fashioned book haul. Over the past 2 or 3 weeks I did some book shopping online, and then for the first time since lockdown I went into an actual bookstore and I had one book in mind and I came out with three. So I have a total of 10 books to show you, so let's not waste any more time and get right to it. The first book I have to show you is a self-published novel. It is called The Stolen Jewel by Lisa Dawn. I'm always trying to support self-published authors, and this person popped up in my social media feed and I was like, I like the sound of her book. So I'm excited to get to this one. And yes, my goal is to get to all these books before the end of the year. Don't know if that's going to happen, but it is definitely my goal. So, The Stolen Jewel by Lisa Dawn. The next book I picked up at a Goodwill. It is very clearly secondhand, but it looked very good. Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. My sister was looking for a desk. I wandered over to the book section and found this for $4, and it was originally over $15, so that's a steal, in my opinion. It says, a New York Times notable book shortlisted for the 2002 Man Booker Prize. So I think that's pretty impressive. Next book on this list, I think should win the prize for the most beautiful cover in this book haul, is called The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. One of my favorite YouTubers is Daniel Green. He is a booktuber, essentially. He makes book reviews, videos about books, interviews authors, like all different types of book-related things. And he interviewed Evan Winter, I'm sorry. And and I watched the interview and I was like, I'm convinced I am getting this book. And I think it did have an option to come in hardback, but I chose the paperback because it's just so gorgeous. The next book I have is thriller / horror, I think, and it's called The Shadows by Alex North. This just came out, I believe, and I saw the cover everywhere and I was like, so when I walked into the bookstore and saw on the shelf, I'm like, there's no debate about it, I'm getting this book. And I love thrillers, I love horror, I love mysteries. So, and this has to do with a murder of somebody in a group of young kids. So I'm very interested to read that. The next two books on this book haul list are by the same author. Again, this is a self-published author. I was looking for more self-published authors to support, and he wrote two books that just captured my interest. The first one is Keeper of the East Bufflight by Kevin Parham. This is a murder mystery set in, I want to say Boston? Not entirely sure. Oh, sorry. Captain Sam Briggs operates a fishing trawler near Cape Cod in 1918. But when a mishap occurs at sea, Sam becomes disabled and his career as a fisherman ends. So, in Cape Cod. And I was like, ooh, this is good. And I actually messaged the author and I was like, I was first going to get this other book I'm going to show you. And so I was like, oh, I'm getting your book. And he's like, oh, thank you. And then I read the synopsis of this one and I was like, okay, I'm also getting your other book because how can I not? The next book here is by that same author, Kevin Parham, The Vineyard We Knew, a recollection of summers on Martha's Vineyard. So this is a collection of essays / a memoir. I'd have to read it to know if it's a memoir, but I think it's a memoir of his time on Martha's Vineyard. It just looked really good, and I always try to read a wide collection of books, but I haven't read all too many memoirs and like nonfiction. I mean, I've read a handful, but not too many. So I wanted to pick this up as soon as I saw it. On the back it says, "Come and take a ferry ride back through time to Martha's Vineyard in the 1960s, where the trials and triumphs of these close-knit cousins who find themselves stranded on an island off the coast of Cape Cod are on full display." The next one I bought online, and it did come a little damaged, which has me disappointed, but it's still going to be a great story. It's Book 1 of The Dream Blood, The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin. I've heard of this author, and there was another book series that she's written. I can't think of the title off the top of my head, and I want to get to that one too, but when I saw this and that beautiful like orange-red moon, I was like, okay, I have to read this one first. I don't know if the other ones are out. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I will find that out once I finish this book, I suppose. And on the back it says, following her Hugo, Nebula, and World Fantasy nominated debut series, N.K. Jemisin returns with a captivating new tale. And there's a bunch of reviews on the back. So this looks so good. And again, I'm going to try to get to all of these 10 books by the end of the year. This is going to be one of the first ones I pick up, I can tell you that much, and I am so excited. Next book on my list, I'm pretty sure is self-published as well. I really love the cover, and it's very, very short. It's 106 pages, so like literally I could knock this out in a day or two. It's called The Myth of Men by Chase Tucker. I was again watching a video by Daniel Green, and Chase Tucker sent him this book, and I was like, I am going to read that book. It looks really good. And I also love just powering through really, really short books, and it looks really good. The age of men is over. All that remains of the old world is a Bakru, a human residing amongst the elves who have returned to the lands they once called home long before men. Okay, I'm going to try to wrap it up really quickly because my phone says it's almost out of storage. The next one is called If It Bleeds by Stephen King. This is his newest novel. It is a collection of short stories. It was recommended to me that I read The Outsider before reading this, so that's what I am going to try to do. But yes, these are four short stories and I mean, I love Stephen King, so I will definitely plow through this when I get the chance. Last but not least book I have to show you here today is Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. This is a young adult fantasy novel that just dropped a few days ago, and I read the synopsis. It's about a group of girls this is after Cinderella's reign, and they get sent to the ball to find a prince, and if they don't find a prince, they are never heard from again. And this particular Cinderella happens to be a lesbian. At least that's what I think the plot is about. I know it is queer, and I know it is fairy tale, so I was like, sign me up. Okay, everyone, I'm quite literally being forced to wrap this up because of my phone's storage. I hope you enjoyed. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them. Have a great day, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.